Montez at midday, Montez at midday, Montez at midday, Montez at midday, Montez at midday. We are here for you. Yeah. Montez at midday, being brought to you by title sponsor St. Louis Organics Presents. How's everyone doing on this magnificent Monday? How's everyone doing out there? All right, good people. Hope everyone is doing well on this magnificent Monday. Make it happen Monday. Make it do something, mommy. How's everyone doing out there? Good people, good folk. If it's your first time tuning in, thank you so much. We really do appreciate it for sure. There are several ways you can follow the show. If you're on Facebook, hello. If you're on Twitter, what up at W2B Dre Montez, YouTube Dre Montez. We've been posting a little bit more of our videos on TikTok at Dre Montez 63. But you can also just go to the website, get you caught up on everything by visiting www.dremontez.com. All right, good people. Lots of stuff going on this week as we're getting real close to that special time of the year. NBA basketball on Christmas Day and great food. We got to call it like it is. Got to call it like it is. All right, all right. We got high fives in the building. Chest bumping it. Let's hug it out. Sometimes you got to hug yourself. Stay hydrated, good people. Stay hydrated. If you're celebrating a birthday, happy birthday to you today. If you had an incredible birthday weekend, happy birthday to you. If your birthday was a couple of weeks ago and you're still kicking it, damn it, keep it going. It's a tradition, especially if you hit one of those numbers like 21, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, 65, 70. You're feeling good about yourself. And matter of fact, what if you're celebrating an anniversary? You made it over that hump. You beat all the odds maker. I don't know why they getting married, girl. He ain't no good. I don't know why he with her. She ain't no good. Y'all like 20 years now. Keep going, y'all. Keep going. Damn it. If you liking the job and you liking where you live and everything's A-okay, stay there. Stay put. Stay put. If you overcome something and nobody know it but you, and you just want to put your chest out and take your bra off, whatever it may be, damn it, we on your side today, huh? Don't it feel good sometimes just to get it off your chest? Just get it off me. It's not called the monkey. It's called the haters. It's called the bullshit. It's called the details of the day. It's called being grown. It's called handling shit. But in the end, we got to do it, right? We got to do it, good people. And we're going to do it together. We're going to do it together this holiday season, this whatever we want to call it. We're going to do it together. That's what we're going to do first and foremost. We're going to do this thing here together for sure. All right, for sure. We're going to do all that. Let's do our morning manja here on Montez at midday. Let it go. Ignore them. Give it time. Don't compete. Stay calm. It's on you. And laugh. You got to laugh. You must laugh. For all intents purposes out there, I think laughing is key. I took a little, I'm starting to notice a pattern in every movie I've seen containing zombies, the future, the end of the world. We don't know what we're going to do. I tell you something that never changes. Every time in those movies, there's a scene where they hear music or see a light and it changes everybody's whole pattern for a second. That music does something to you, man. That music just makes everything better. I do the happy dance every day. You play your favorite jam that gets you going. That gets you going. That gets you just, this is my shit. Play it in the morning. Get you going. Whether you got to close your eyes, get in the shower, cook you some breakfast, roll your one up, whatever it may be, play your jam. In every movie that I've seen containing zombies, the future, We're searching for answers. There's no hope for mankind. Music is played. Everybody changes. Everybody's smiling, laughing. It's that part of the movie that makes you want to go see that movie that they show in the trailer. It gets to that point. We've all been there. Huh? Nothing wrong with it. Nothing wrong with it at all. What a weekend. Did everyone have a good weekend? Did everyone have a good weekend? Concerned about people in the weekend. Forget how was your day. How was your weekend? It was a couple of days. A lot of pressure out there right now with the holidays, with your home life, your job, your personal life, your me time. All that is compromised right now. So again, how was your weekend? Everybody have a good weekend. All right, everybody have a good weekend. Once college football season is over with and it gets cold, Saturdays is like a blur. It's what do? How do you consume your time? I got to find a new hobby since college football basically is over with. I mean, bowl season is just it's going to be a blur. It's going to be a bowl game every night. But still, what a fast season that it was. But at least we got to relive something this past weekend on Saturday. That was a lot of fun. It's a lot of things to cherish about the He Is Man presentation, other known as the Heisman Trophy presentation. It's kind of lost its luster due to what has happened with the award winners of the Heisman Trophy. They don't deem to see fit on the next level in their path progressions of being great as they were as big man on campus. And we have a problem with that. It's justifiable to its point. What does it mean? Now we're knowing the true story of the value and the commodity side of sports, the realism, things nobody pay attention to until when it's too late. We try to tell them in the beginning, but they don't want to listen. What the kids always say, you don't know. You don't know what I'm talking about. You don't understand. Why don't you tell us? Tell us what we don't understand. But the Heisman Trophy presentation, for what it's worth, job well done. Job well done. I mean, the days of stereotypical parents that put out great athletes, I think that's out the window. That trend is gone. These parents looking like they're involved in the process of their child after this collegiate level, in the training room, in the marketing room. You're learning, we're going to learn this together. I think in stories past, parents and players are tired of that failed moment, that learning curve when it comes to financial understanding. As you're moving up the food chain and the financial chain, it comes with a little bit of knowledge of knowing on both sides. But for what it's worth, the Heisman Trophy did its thing. Now, Caleb in that suit is probably the most talked about thing in America. As a person that suffers with low vision, I didn't really see the suit from the initial beginning. But the people around me were like, what is this young man got on? I mean, men, women were commenting about the suit. To me, I just see a young man in a suit. From my vision and my standpoint, I couldn't tell how crisp it was. I just knew it was kind of like the color coordinations of USC. But then they got closer to this suit, and everybody got to talking about it. Wow. Now, that had to be we need this back. Because we don't need anybody getting in trouble on a collegiate level on anything when it comes to clothing or jewelry to affect our path to the NFL. I think they've got a little bit more lenient when it comes to lending players clothes for such an award presentation. So I'm with that. I appreciate that. But the young man looked shocked. I like the stories. I like how they kept it positive. I like the question on the transfer they gave to Caleb. I like how he answered. I like the eye contact that he gave his coach, Lincoln Riley. So this was seen to me was discussed of the possibility if I leave Oklahoma, if I go to this school, if I go to that school, you want to come with? I would have loved to have been on that conversation. I mean, say what you will about the transfer portal. It's like its advantages. It's still helping the athlete. In the end, I think it's still helping the institution if utilized the right way. Now, if we go back to the ways things used to be, things got pretty ugly back then, didn't they? Families broke up, people stealing money, not getting his education, prostitution. No NIL will ever be even considered if the way the ugliness of college football recruiting was back in the dizzy. It was awful. It still has its little nicks and little crannies and little hoots and handers right now, but for what it's worth, I like the way this is looking. The transparency, the understanding, the tutorials and the resources that they have for the understanding of the NIL to the student athlete, as well as the people getting involved on the NIL side of deals, trying to get into the career of the professional side of the sports when it comes to agency or player representation. I like that. Somebody's learning together, as well as the parents. And some of these coaches, this is all new to everybody. Everybody's learning together. And I like that. But the way they did the Heisman Trophy presentation, I have to say, I admit it, I like it. It was pretty damn cool. As they say out there with the people, that was probably one for the ages. Now, as far as the television attraction and the talk and discussion, when we really don't know who's going to win, yeah, we kind of missed that. Kind of missed that real close race. But for what it's worth, I think the Heisman presentation in collegiate football got out of it what it wanted. A proven winner that gave the right speech, said the right words. The only thing I'm not getting out of this is the chance and opportunity to play in the college football playoff. Let that sink in for a minute right there. Let that sink in for a minute for sure. .org. All right, we're going to keep it going here on this Make It Happen Monday here with Montez at midday. It's your first time tuning in. How you doing? How you folks doing? Hope you had a great and fantastic weekend. I really do. This weather is up and down, up and down. We don't know how to dress, what to put on, what to take off, what to take to work, what to leave in the car. The best way to do it is dress for all occasions. Always keep an emergency backup plan in your vehicle today. If we're moving forward, which I think we are, and should be for sure. But with the other part and everything else being said about the Heisman Trophy weekend and the presentation and Caleb Williams' suit and the respect that he and Lincoln Riley have, there's also something that's been kind of up in the air with me. And it's our discussion of the day. It's the workplace behavior. Workplace behavior has taken several strides that we have seen in corporate America, in your everyday life. It has changed across the board as far as how you're supposed to act when you're at work. It sounds something very common, something very easy to do, but it seems to be a very difficult thing to do from all sides of the point, from the employee to the employer. It seems to be an issue on how to behave at work. At first, you would hear stories, and if you are in the industry or not, or wherever you work at, everyone's heard a story on, is this right? Is this wrong? Should this be going on here? But my thing is, when you're in corporate America and it happens to you, you're male or female, age, race, sex, that has nothing to do with it. I'm posing a question when it comes to workplace behavior. You're working in corporate America. You've been working in corporate America for over 10 years. You never had any issues, any problems. I mean, you do what you're supposed to. You do your job. You attend the workplace parties. You attend the workplace birthday parties, the holidays. You participate in everything that's job related. You've always been that way. And now there's a little shakeup in the company, in the top of the company. And an incident happens where, I'm not saying anything sexual. I'm just saying the behavior of your boss is something that you've never been a part of before. The initial response is usually, from everything I've seen when it comes to this, is you're second guessing what just happened. It's no big deal. Did I read too much into it? Am I sure that really happened? Oh, I just brush it off. That's the initial thing that happens when it comes to workplace behavior for the ones that have never experienced it, because you've never, it's kind of like a traumatic effect. Now, I've seen probably a good 10 documentaries and Dateline and 2020 specials concerning this. And I've attended a probably workplace behavior was a big ordeal in the military in the late 90s. So you had to take, early 90s, you had to take all these classes on workplace behavior, all these workshops and seminars and everything. They even had scripts for this crap. For this stuff. They even had a script written out for you to role play certain situations. You even had to write it out. They got really detailed. Then you become a civilian, and the civilian workplace world was totally different. Totally different that you're going into on how the chain of command works when it comes to workplace behavior. So what are you supposed to do when it comes to workplace behavior? Do you go straight to HR? Or is there a liaison there? Do you have a coach the first 90 days? What are the rules and regulations when there's a violation when it comes to workplace behavior nowadays? Because everyone is saying they've put in all these different training platforms and different parameters and certain policies and procedures, but it seems in the professional world of sports and entertainment and television, I don't think they got the memo when it came to that. And it seems it's affecting Fortune 500 companies again of handling workplace behavior. Again, I'm not talking about just sexual behavior. I'm talking about how you should behave at work. It seems to be getting a little bit more out of hand. A lot of companies have chosen to pay more to their employees to work from home to avoid situations like this, because it affects the overall performance of the job as well as the employee, which equals the task at hand. But when it comes to workplace behavior, they say they're doing this in the NBA. They say they've done this in Major League Baseball. They say they're doing this in NHL and NFL. They say they've done all these things. If they've done all these things, how is the workplace behavior getting to that point, to that level of all these things have been done? With technology the way it is, and the way privacy is initiated and understood, I would think it'd be a little bit more of a clear understanding and an even keel when it comes to workplace behavior, when it comes to the professional sense. But it's even more darker than that if you know how to handle it and you take the proper steps of the chain of command. Now it's going to affect your bottom line dollar and your path of progress to success in your career path. That is the one of the things when it comes to work behavior in the workplace that's why no one says anything. No one says anything because they're afraid of the repercussions. They're afraid of the backlash. And then you have to have money to fight the giant. You have to have money or a whole lot of evidence and heat with you. But still, you're putting yourself in the heat. But workplace behavior, especially during the holidays, it's pretty bad. And it's not just one-sided, just on women, it's across the board. It is across the board. And when sitting back thinking my time in corporate America, did I see something that didn't pay it no mind? Did I hear something that didn't pay it no mind because it didn't affect me, didn't bother me? Was I part of the problem? Did I help the solution? Was I blind to the naked eye? Did I assume too much? Did I think too much? Body language is something else. And eye contact. If you're in the communication field, they tell you about body language and eye contact. Can it be misconstrued across the room as something else? Possible. That's just one of my questions here today on this magnificent Monday of Montez at midday. And I'm your host, Dre Montez. And we're going to take a short break and have a little bit more talk about what possibly is going on in the NFL for sure. Hold on, before we go on a break, it's something that's out there that is a big ordeal. I don't know how to I'm talking with people later today to possibly get them on the show this week to share more information. But it is my concern, not just locally, but it's going on everywhere. The real estate situation, when it comes to renting or buying, when it comes to you protecting yourself, how do you know you're buying something that's legal and legit? Now, back in the days, going around looking for apartments, driving around, catching a bus, looking at houses, those days are kind of over with. People want a simplicity of things. They do things online, but that online things is, I mean, how are you ensuring that you're doing something and buying something that is really what you're buying instead of getting scammed? I mean, here you are taking advantage of people saving money, whatever it may be. You're saving money. You're taking your time to make your situation better. You're trying to move or buy something, and you find out that you gave money to somebody, to some property that doesn't even exist to them. It's somebody else's property. The money didn't go to the right place. Very disturbing story on Dateline I saw last year. This couple had been living in this house for 3 years. 3 years. The property was not theirs. They had been paying a fictitious bank. How do you double check all of that? Is there a certain way? Is there, for people out there buying a home for the first time, a branching out on their own, or don't trust the internet, or just believe in the internet too much, how is there a way to properly make sure that you are buying exactly what you're buying without being taken advantage of? If someone takes advantage of you over, money is money. A loss is a loss. I don't care how much it is. It could be $5. Damn, if you took advantage of me to take $5, I'm pissed. So somebody take your last month rent, security deposit, you done rented a truck, you done did all this to move. You done spent up to $4,000 to move, and now this is a scam? And nobody can do anything? So again, I'm lining up the proper people to get on here this week. The people on the side of the right way to do this place, how to find a place to live, whether you're buying or renting, commercial or residential, whatever it may be, to make sure you're doing the right thing. That way it's a clear understanding that nobody's being scammed. But we all know people out here scamming people left and right. So you have to be careful and make sure you're doing something the right way. We're going to take a little break here and come right back with more of St. Louis Organics Presents Montez at Midday. And I'm your host, Dre Montez, and we'll be right back. Word from MountManScrub.com. Mountain Man Scrub. As smooth as a river flows. MountainManScrub.com. Get your scrub on. Hello, good people, and welcome back to Montez at Midday. How we doing, good people? What up, good folk? Everybody had a great weekend. It's my man, old Pete Massenberg's daughter's birthday. Old Pete, my dog. Old Rolling Dog. Old Loose Ends barbershop softball team. My dog. Light it up, send them candles. Today is baby birthday. My dog, my man. What up, 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 what up. All right, it's the end of the year. It's the end of the year. It's coming down to it. Not New Year's resolution. Not that. That's not what I'm talking about. But everybody's been to that point where you're finally saying, you know what? I get it. I got it. Maybe it's time to do my own thing. I get it. Maybe it's time to gamble on me. Maybe it's time to take a chance on me. Maybe it's time to do this for me. Now is the time. There are a lot of people having that conversation right now with themselves. If you're to that point, do it. Do it. What's the worst that can happen? It could be a great hit. It could be a success. That investing in yourself, believing in you, that's some real shit. You have to get 100% with yourself. You got to hotbox yourself. You got to get real deep with yourself to get that understanding where there is no backup team. There's nobody coming off the bench. There's nobody you can tag. It's all on you. It's an everyday, it's an everyday job. It's a continuous situation when it's all on you. There's no time for error. When you figure out your schedule, when you think you're the most effective in a 24-hour time, when you figure that out, that's real key. But I think we all get to a point where just it's not being pissed off. It's like, okay, I get this. Whether it's in relationship, I get it. You done with me, you don't love me, I don't love you. We done, we up. Okay, I get it. I'm not fighting to get you back. You're not fighting to get me back. We're not gonna play these petty games. If it's over with, it's over with. All right. If I don't like the job, I don't like it. I'm quitting. I'm out. I'm going to do my own thing. Everybody has been to that point. It's not an easy point to understand, but when you get there, to alleviate the stress, listen to that voice inside the head and just fuck it. We got this. We got to do it. To all the people that at that moment, I appreciate you for sharing your stories on social media, telling everybody, hey, look, I have been here. I've done this. I'm tired. This is what I want. When you know what you want to know how to get it, woo, we're growing up, aren't we, kids? Are we growing up? But for those of us that are stuck in neutral, need a little push, need just a little slap on the booty. I want to reach out to my man over here, Palmero. TMS right there. Transcranial magnetic stimulation. Check him out today. PalmeroTMS.com. Be sure you check out the website. Read all the way through. It could be something on there for everyone, each and every one of us out there. All righty. It's getting that time to wind down, but you possibly could be looking for a place. But make sure it's legit. Do your homework today. But when it comes to moving, break it down, set it up, move it. Large objects, small objects don't matter. Commercial, real estate, in-state or out of town. Check out St. Louis Best Moving today and let the crew take care of you. All righty. We're winding down. I do believe this may be our last one before the college playoff tree starts a national championship. So maybe 3 or 4 more shows we're going to do. My man Ray and I each and every Saturday on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, Twitch, and Roku television as well as we break down the college football action. But this Saturday, we're going to break down all of the college football bowl games leading up to the college football playoff tree. So this Saturday at 8 a.m. Central Standard Time, tune on in and check us out for sure as we break down the matchups. I tell you, there's always something going over in Bell Vegas as well. Get on over and check out the Lincoln Movie Theater in Bell Vegas, Illinois. I'm telling you, downtown Bell Vegas really gets the understanding of hospitality and family lifestyle during the holiday season. Get on over there. It looks like the little globe you shake up in your hand and stop by one of the sponsors of the show, whether it's Rogers Place, the Office Lounge, the people on the patio. Shout out to you. Glim Glory Coffee, Tavern on Main, Margaritas, 7 CNC Food for your soul, as well as Bigfoot Comics and Cosmic Comics and Collectibles for sure. Lots of people to take care of you over there in Bell Vegas for sure. Alrighty, good people. Well, yesterday was the day I think everybody think they know who's telling the truth in NFL, those who are lying, and those who are sitting back waiting on until the NFL draft. As a Bronco fan, we're proud and waiting on the NFL draft to happen. Or Nathaniel get fired, and we go ahead and hire Sean Payton ASAP so he can get started on our draft board right away. That's what I foresee in the future of my Denver Broncos. But what a day in the NFL yesterday. For fantasy people out there, that was some rude shit that the NFL pulled off, wasn't it? 10 teams? 10 teams. That's how we roll in the NFL. And the NFL likes fantasy football, so I don't get the beef. I don't get the beef. Probably one of the worst fantasy football leagues performances I've ever had. Shout out to all the participants this year. We had our Friendlies Fantasy Football League. Brought to you by Friendlies in South City, 3503 Roger Place. My man Rashard was the commish, and he whooped everybody's ass, but I was eliminated from any talk. I was just like the Broncos. I won 3 damn games. True story. 3 games. I mean, I played horrible this fantasy football. Horrible. When I was on board. Now, there was an era during the draft pick. There was a problem. There was a situation. There was a fluke. But the team that I drafted, I didn't get them. I don't know what happened. So I ended up getting a team that I didn't draft. But, hey, worked it out. Still competed. But fantasy football is over for me. Damn it. I didn't do well gambling this year at all. Might want to see somebody about that, Trey. But the NFL did not disappoint yesterday. Did not. There were some questions. There were some concerns. I think answers were fulfilled. And I think 49er fans are fearing the worst, that Dabo Swinney is possibly torn his ACL. And that is not the news of the day that you're looking for. I don't like Mondays in the month of December between the hours of 11 and 2 p.m. The worst news in sports comes out on Mondays between 11 a.m. and 2 p.m. That is when I'm looking at the waiver wire, the news ticker, the bottom of the screen, the gossip channel, the internet, Twitter. I'm all over the place because there's so much going on. That's not the best news to tell people on a Monday. Not the best news, but the Jets, the Jets, and the Buffalo Bills, that weather in Buffalo, that's football weather. If your woman go to a football game in Buffalo with you right there, you're together for life. You go to a football game with me in Buffalo in that weather, we are never, ever, we can survive anything. Now, I did have the Jets winning this game. I did pick them to win. I didn't count on the weather. I didn't count on them hitting the Jets quarterback like that. Oh, man. They were hitting the shit out of Mike White. But he hung in there. He came back twice. I'm worried about Josh Allen doing all that running. Calm down a little bit. Cleveland and Cincinnati. Here's a true story. I totally forgot that fast that Deshaun Watson was back in the league. I'm watching that game yesterday. I'm like, what the hell? When he come? And I just started laughing. Joe Burrow looks good. They look good. Houston at Dallas. Now, a lot of people were blowing up on the internet yesterday and on television, laughing at the Dallas Cowboys, how close to Houston, Texas was playing them. The only thing that I had any concern with, a problem with during that game is Mike McCarthy. Was that on purpose? Was that on purpose? Was the Wi-Fi out? It was the play calling to me. Not what Dallas was doing. It was the play calling. If you're not giving them plays to execute well and be successful, there's going to be some issues going on. That's the only thing I didn't like. I did not think the Houston Texans was going to beat the Dallas Cowboys. You think the Houston Texans is going to ruin the opportunity to get the number 1 draft pick? They've just been laughed at by the entire NFL by the past 5 years. What that ownership group has done, what that team has done, and what that front office allegedly let happen going right up under their noses. Look at the players the Houston Texans have had in that organization since they have been in existence. In that last play, come on, man. Who runs the wrong way in the NFL as a quarterback and you call the play? So Dallas, good win, great win. Minnesota at Detroit. Couple of questions on this game. Where's the footage at the end of the game when they were arguing? The TV cut away. Some beef was said at the end of the game when they were shaking hands. Jared Goff, he has been throwing the ball the past 5 weeks, but only the receiver can catch the ball. He's making top-notch throws. Just think about this for a minute, St. Louis Rams fan. If Sean McVay wouldn't have got nervous looking at Bill Belichick in that Super Bowl, if he'd have actually coached that game, that Jared Goff could have performed. But since Sean McVay was nervous when he looked across the field at Bill Belichick, he didn't know how to call plays. He was sounding like Sylvester the Cat. True story. Something to think about. Detroit, in the past 5 weeks, averaging 25 points a game. They hadn't done that since the 50s. This team is special. And the coach was a meme. He was almost laughed out of the league. The coach and the quarterback were almost laughed out of the league. My, oh my, the NFL sure is funny week to week. Minnesota and the Purple People Eaters. I can't understand Kirk Cousins. I'm on his side. I like this Vikings team. When they're scoring, they're so much fun to watch. When the defense is on fire, they're so much fun to watch. But Darren James and Dalvin Cook situation, what is going on with the tight end situation? It's like the wrong plays are coming in at the wrong time for the defensive set that Kirk Cousins is looking at. But I think Kirk Cousins has been in the league long enough to call an audible. Something to ponder. Jacksonville at Tennessee. Tennessee has fired their GM who had a winning record. But prior to that, they traded their best receiver to Philly. Sources say that's why the GM got fired. There's always been questions around Ryan Tannehill and his leadership skills. When the game is on the line, can we put it in his arms? We know what Derrick Henry can do. We know what he can do. But the way they run him, when they run him, and when they stop running him, are big questions that can't be answered by Tennessee. It can't. I don't trust the arm of decision-making of Tannehill with the game on the line, the second half of the game. I don't trust him. I think Derrick Henry is okay with the workload. Now, there was a play yesterday. He didn't score a touchdown. He didn't break a big run. I think it was probably 8 yards. But this man dragged 12 people. Jacksonville. Old Trevor is throwing that ball. Trevor and Jared Goff, to me, have been doing some remarkable things with the football the past few weeks. If you look last week, but Lawrence was putting that ball only where the receiver can catch the ball. There's no way possible the defender can get this ball. I'm putting the ball for you to make a play on this. That's a quarterback. That's that Doug Peterson coming out of there. Two things I see in common with Detroit and Jacksonville. The coach and the quarterback, they both have an understanding of what's at hand. I like that. Next up, Philly and the G-Men. One thing I took away from that game, the composure of Jalen Hurts. That's all I have to say. That game didn't mean nothing to the Giants yesterday. Didn't mean nothing to the Giants. The composure of Jalen Hurts on the sideline spoke volumes to me yesterday. Spoke volumes. Baltimore and Pittsburgh. Quarterback issue with Baltimore. Where's Cam Newton? Can Cam Newton pull a Baker Mayfield? Can Baltimore call Cam Newton right now? Right now. We need you to suit up. This quarterbacking situation with Baltimore comes up every year in December. What are we going to do? They have to be prepared for this every year. Football is different in December. They play a lot harder. Schedule gets tougher. Gets a lot tougher. Bones are brittle. Weather changing. That hunger. Players are playing for bonuses. They're trying to get into the playoffs. It's the holidays. Mama need a house, baby needs some shoes. What about the side chick? What about your great uncle that's always been begging from you? Yeah, that hunger changes a little bit. Kansas City at Denver. Well, we know how I feel about Denver. Great win by Kansas City. Mahomes did his magic again. Bad tackling by Denver. By the time they figured it out, it was too late. Russ concussion looked very bad, but I'm glad he's okay. Questions and concerns with Denver needs to be addressed immediately. When do you fire the guy? You know he's not going to be involved in any decisions concerning the draft. So why is he still with the team if we have been eliminated? I'm hoping and wishing that the press conference today is that Nathaniel Hackett has been relieved of his duties as the Denver Broncos head coach, and we name an interim coach until the end of the last damn game. As soon as the game say over, Monday, we announce the hire of Sean Payton. Boom. Now we can go ahead and get rid of the people, coaches, and we can concentrate on the draft board, the task at hand, meaning the future. That's what it should be. Kansas City and the only thing Patrick Mahomes' interceptions seem to come in the same area of the field. That's my only concern right there. And I want to know what was wrong with Travis Kelce yesterday. All right. Tampa Bay at the 49ers. I think Brock Purdy's name, or the word Purdy, was mentioned over 10 billion times since he known he was getting the start against terrific Tom. But I'm looking at this as a bigger picture for the kids at home. This is beyond a Disney story. Mr. Irrelevant has typically been the laughing stock pick of the NFL. It's a parody. Brock Purdy turned a parody into a real thing. They go around as a pageant. They go around and speak to people. The Mr. Irrelevant has never thought of the possibility of playing in the NFL, yet alone starting at quarterback in a meaningful game. That speaks volumes to kids. This is beyond not being picked on the varsity team. This is beyond being picked, didn't make the varsity team till my junior year. I didn't get into college till I was 30, but I got in the NFL. This is way beyond that. This man played 4 years in college. That's rare. Rare. Then I went ahead and participated in draft activity. Selected. Mr. Irrelevant. Owned it. Injuries are part of the game. The next man up is a real thing. Always be ready is not a manja. It's a real thing. I don't know how far this story is going to go, but I'm liking what I'm seeing right now. Can you imagine the possibilities, what this would mean for as the collegiate level from the D1 player on down, what this means to confidence that this young man is able to pull this off and get this team into playoffs, in a position to have the best seed and get to the Super Bowl and possibly win it? Can you imagine that? Mom, Dad, we're going to need a bigger boat. Mr. Irrelevant beat terrific Tom. He beat Tom Brady so bad, they pulled the game. The last time a Tom Brady game was pulled, he was in charge of the beating. This wasn't a preseason game. This wasn't a Brady got knocked out in the first quarter game. No. This was an actual national televised ass beating. And there was nothing they could do. And now stories are coming out that T12 pulls aside the skill set players on a position and changes what they worked about in practice to fit what he wants to do. Tom, the nerve of you. Whoever is shocked about that, you have not been watching Tom Brady. You at the dominant position. You the alpha male. You at the hear me war. Everyone is looking at the quarterback. Tackle, 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 tack, tack, tack. Because all I want is a quarterback. That's it. That's it right there. But I think we found out pretty much who are the contenders and who are the pretenders moving forward with the NFL. It's too many. It's like you and your baby mama been apart for 15 years and y'all trying to figure out if y'all can get back together. That's how to try to explain if Tampa Bay can get in the playoffs. Can they win a game in the playoffs? And is it good for football? That's where I'm at with that. They have no offensive line. The defense is in disarray. I don't know what's going on with Mike Evans. Something ain't right. Julio ain't been right since he left Atlanta. So many questions on that team. The old man factor, Kevin Bacon, or Tom Brady's twin brother, whoever that is playing, and after the game, whoever those two people are, they need to meet. But as far as the rest of the season is concerned, I'm liking what I'm seeing. Could Detroit possibly be the third best team in NFC? Because I think right now Detroit can beat Dallas. Right now. Right now. I do believe that. That's scary. A team will play with confidence like that. On the nightcap last night, we had the Chargers and the Dolphins. I hear there's a discrepancy out there in the fantasy football world on the Cheetah's touchdown. No one knew how to score that in fantasy football. He got the touchdown but didn't get the yards because it was a fumble recovery. That was a lot of discrepancies in fantasy football yesterday with the Cheetah. But the Dolphins, that Dolphins team still look good. They still, even though they lost, they look good. The Dolphins are not the Dolphins of old. The Dolphins, to me, hear me out. The Dolphins, to me, are like that baseball team that just won the World Series, that won that Dusty coaches. That 10-year build plan they had. Look at what the Dolphins have been doing the past 10 years. Not what the front office has been doing. Not what the coaches were doing after hours. Not what the cheerleaders were allegedly doing in the bathroom. None of that. But the team. The team. Putting the particular pieces of people and players in position to win. What the Dolphins have been doing. I'm sitting back and I'm seeing this. I'm like, wait a minute. Hold on. This all started back then. They've been adding the right people, the right skill position players in position. The Kansas City Football Chiefs did it. When you know what you want and know how to go about it, get it without making a big fuss because you know what you want. Nobody sees it. Nobody says a thing. It's happening again. It's happening with Jacksonville and Detroit. It's happening again. I think Chicago missed the boat with the inexperience with the coaching. And I think what's about to happen in Green Bay is going to be worse than the Lambeau Leap disappearing. But for what it's worth, yesterday's football was exciting. It really was. Still want to know what happened after the game with the handshake with Detroit and Minnesota. I'm quite sure more and more videos will come available as the day progresses, as we're all checking right now on the press conference coming out of Denver. Hopefully that Nathaniel Hackett has lost his job just in time for the holidays. At least it gives him time to take time to buy the proper gifts instead of telling his wife to buy the kids something. Now he can help out with cooking, inviting people over, cleaning up, and ensure the kids got the right gifts. See, we care out here. Huh? We're caring out here. That's all we're doing. We're showing people that we care. All right, we got soccer back at it tomorrow, World Cup time. So if you're in the Tower Pub ever here in South City, they will have the game going on as well. All kind of stuff going on all around town, all of be about town as well. What else we got here for you? All right, if you're up in the North Cackalack area, whether it be Charlotte or Huntersville. Oh, this right here was what we did right here. Oh, yeah, this was fun right here. This was a lot of fun. I forgot about that. It's a lot of fun. The things we do. Oh, here we go, right there. Right there. If you're in the Charlotte, North Carolina, Huntersville, North Carolina area, get it taken care of today. Female owned and operated. You go, girl. 4.9 Auto 22 in Huntersville and Charlotte, North Carolina, 980-361-3984. Not on by today. The show. There it is, right there. Good people. Well, folks, I think we've had a great time today, chopping it up, laughing, giggling, saying hello, and getting ready to finish up or complete your holiday shopping at this time. I'm quite sure a lot of people still do that, but I don't think it's the way it used to be. It used to be a lot of fun going out there, Christmas shopping, running into people and all that. That was a lot of fun. Oh, I didn't get a chance. You got to check out our Friday show, but I had my man Cedric Redmond on, running for our Alderman over in 7th Ward. He was on the show on Friday. Had a chance to chop it up a little bit. Had 7 minutes of him and talking about what's going over in the 7th Ward. And you check out his video today. It's pretty cool. But check it out today. My man C Sharp Cedric Redmond for sure. And today, as I said, we're finishing up to get our list together of some realtors and people in the real estate field to make sure that if you're renting or buying, you're making sure that you're getting what you're paying for instead of being taken advantage of out there for sure. Definitely. But folks, boys and girls, children of all ages, it's been a lot of fun as always when we chop it up at the bits here on the show as we try to do something with the people, by the people. Soccer tomorrow at Tower Pub in South City or Friendlies in South City. Get on there and get your goal watching on today. But as they say, thank you again, kids, and thank you to our title sponsor, St. Louis Organics presents Montez at midday. Thank you, thank you, thank you. It's been cool. It's been real. And enjoy your birthday if you're celebrating today. If not, we're going to get back at it for sure. Montez at midday. Montez at midday. I want to listen to Montez at midday. Oh, yeah. Montez at midday.